Welcome to another edition of DHN, your source for clear, consistent crypto content. I'm your host as always, Wade Teamer. Hope you had an amazing weekend. Mine was pretty straight. There has been a lot of speculation as per usual with the crypto space, but this is centered around Solana specifically and the potential of an ETF. We already know we have Bitcoin's ETF. We got that at the top of the year. Ethereum's ETF recently got approved, and now players in the space are saying that Solana could be next. So we're going to dive into that discussion just a bit, talk about how that part of the conversation got started. We're also going to talk about if it's got any legs to it. Very interesting possibility, but there are some issues which will also be highlighted in this article, guys. And we're also going to take a look at some other developments going on in the Solana ecosystem as well. We have a major mainnet upgrade on the way that's going to deal with a lot of the congestion issues running on the network right now. And we also have a new Solana-based multi-sig protocol wallet coming to the network, guys. We're going to get the details on that. But let's deal with this ETF situation. Before we dive into this article here, we're going to play a clip from May 22nd. And this is where I personally believe this all started. Take a listen.
The SEC is starting to amend these S1s. So I don't know if the Ethereum ETF gets approved today, next week or the week after. It will get approved at some point in time. But also the trade now is who's next, right?
Exactly. Who is next? Because and I was talking about yesterday. Now it's almost time for truly my ETF, my blended ETF of which which crypto asset it is. And so who is next though?
I mean, I think you've got to think about Solana as probably the next one, right? I mean, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Solana are probably the big three for this cycle. But I'll give you even a stranger, or maybe not stranger, but maybe an unintuitive way to think about it, Robinhood and Coinbase. Because now we have some clarity about what a security is and what isn't. And they'll be able to list a lot more crypto, which means a lot more trading for them. So I think they're the biggest beneficiaries from the change that's gone on.
So that's very interesting that he brought up exchanges. We're going to touch on that in a second. But in Solana's case, it's a bit interesting. Now, yes, you do have on one side players like Franklin Templeton, both exploring altcoin-based private funds with staking rewards. They're also praising Solana. This news came out not too long ago where they talked about how they see Solana as being the most innovative enterprise blockchain in comparison to Ethereum and Bitcoin. And that's saying something because we already know as altcoin holders, if you're in the Stellar Lumens, Franklin Templeton is very forward thinking when it comes to alternative assets outside of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And they have the ability to see and appreciate the underlying potential of these networks. So from that perspective, it makes a little bit of sense. But in this article here, they kind of dig a little bit deeper into the weeds. As a matter of fact, Bloomberg Intelligence James Seyfarth provides a contrarian view to this entire situation. Seyfarth, who correctly predicted the order of Bitcoin and Ethereum's ETFs, highlights regulatory hurdles for a Solana-based ETF, the SEC ongoing legal battles between Kraken and Coinbase, where Solana was specifically mentioned as a security. Now, I was watching a video this morning, it came out last night, from a fellow content creator, and he made a point that was just absolutely great. But Ethereum was also said to be a security in some of these lawsuits, as well as other assets, yet Ethereum's ETF was approved. So from that aspect, the being mentioned as potential security in other lawsuits, I don't think that's going to have an impact either way. This next statement, though, will have an impact. He goes on to say, unlike Bitcoin and Ethereum, which have established futures markets, a crucial component for ETF approval, Solana currently lacks this infrastructure. So he's saying due to the lack of a futures market for Solana, that will also impact any decision around a Solana-based ETF. So as it stands right now, because of Solana's lack of that added financial infrastructure, as well as the previous mentions of being a security by the SEC, that will add to the timeline of events leading up to this. Do I believe that a Solana ETF may be on the table? I wouldn't put it past this industry. I've been in this space a few good years, and I'm telling you, there hasn't been a day that I haven't been surprised. So a Solana ETF could be around the corner. It would take some time. The thing is, you got players like BlackRock endorsing this thing, right? Which is a significant leg up for sure. But it made me think of a couple other avenues that we could see this. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. This news broke out over the weekend, but BlackRock, alongside Citadel, they're getting ready to create an entirely new stock exchange, folks. Now, my only question is, just based off of BlackRock's activity in the crypto space over the last 12 to 24 months, do you think that cryptos will not be traded on this exchange, or do you think that they'll have a very special place? And taking it a step further, a Solana-based ETF, if it had a separate stock exchange to be listed on first, there's your window of opportunity right there. Now, me personally, here's the curveball that I was telling you about. So there's another story unfolding in the crypto space right now. And when it comes to financial infrastructures, battling with the SEC, there's another asset that could be in a much better position for an ETF a lot sooner. Guys, I'm talking about Binance. Yes, I am. Because Binance just reached a very, very crucial milestone. 200 million users worldwide. Ladies and gentlemen, there are only 562 million crypto owners across this planet. Binance has almost half of them. I bring up Binance because when you look into the story about what happened to CZ, he's doing his 4-month sentence here in the US. Now, I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat for just a second here, but this sounds and feels and looks like a setup, folks. Do you remember when Binance had a US division? I don't think it's been fully dissolved. I do not think it's been fully dissolved. I'll just sum it up like this. The reason why CZ got a very short sentence is because he knew something that was very valuable to the United States government. And I would not be shocked if after all of this, because he gets out right before the election. Again, tinfoil hat is on. But I wouldn't be surprised if after all of this boils over, Binance begins to be promoted as if it's an American brand. Then they're going to have to compete with, as he mentioned in the clip, a Coinbase or a Robinhood. Now, lending to that point, a blended ETF, like was brought up as well, that is backed by Robinhood, Coinbase, and Binance's performance. You can call it a crypto exchange ETF. There's a possibility there. Now, again, I'm not an expert on the mechanics of ETFs and how they're composed, but I'm learning a little bit as I go along through this space, as these products get introduced to the space. But if you ask me, the 200 million user base is very attractive. And I think institutions and major financial players agree. So we'll see how it unfolds, man. Solana ETF, nothing is concrete. It's just a rumor. But the way that the market has been going, it would not shock me. Now, we have some more news from the Solana ecosystem. Solana set for V1.18.15 mainnet upgrade. Will Solana's price rally to $250? I'm not calling that. But what's more important is this upgrade. So Solana prepares for another mainnet upgrade as validators are asked to upgrade to a new stable release to bolster the Solana blockchain. The Solana team prepares to prevent pressure and congestion on chain amid the meme coin frenzy and massive demand for platforms on Solana's based blockchain. This was written very strange. Solana traders responded immediately to the announcement. The team has now recommended V1.18.15 release for general adoption for the mainnet upgrade as per a post by Solana on June 10th. The upgrade was planned to resolve major congestion issues on the network due to Solana-based meme coin launch. Primarily, Solana team asks mainnet validators to upgrade to the new release. So in short, this is going to make the network stronger. We shouldn't hear or see headlines of congestion on Solana or the chain stopping altogether. So that's going to be good long term. Now, there's another situation going on from the network side when as it pertains to validators. We're going to touch on this story really quick because it's mainly going around Twitter. I haven't seen any articles written on this yet. But apparently, a couple validators did get kicked out of the Solana network. And the way the community is taking this is that this is not decentralization in any sense. And I get that. There was another argument. As a matter of fact, guys, and this one's going to blow you away, but Digibyte is kind of going through the same thing. Yeah. But these stories are not new in the crypto space. The reaction may be a bit controversial, but when you're running a business, if you spot a bad actor within your organization and you have the lives and the careers and the paychecks of multiple people at risk because of what this individual wants to do or these groups of individuals want to do, yeah, I agree with Solana in this sense. Somebody's got to go. You're attempting to build a thriving, flourishing corporation that spans worldwide. Yeah, the ethos for crypto is decentralization, but I like to take Danielle Dixon's aspect of decentralization in this moment where she says it's more a thing about decentralized access to these new services, applications, and this technology. So at the end of the day, I hope everything gets handled in a, proper and mature fashion. I really do. At the same time, I also agree that in the name of decentralization, there could have been a process in play, some sort of discussion had. And it may have been. We can't see all of the discussions that go on these networks personally. But I am just hopeful that that was the process that was practiced. And after that process, then this decision was made. And again, it goes back to if you're building something and there are players involved that are hindering your ability to grow, then yeah, a logical business decision would be to remove that player. So that's just my 2 cents on that. Again, I hope everything gets smoothed out. And let's just be glad that, and I see Crypto Briefing did cover it. Shout out to Crypto Briefing. But I just hope that everybody comes out solid. That's all for that one. Now, we have a new product coming to Solana. Solana-based multi-sig protocol Squad raises $10 million and launches retail wallet app Fuse. And we got a little clip here for you. They posted this out a couple hours ago. Breaking
of digital assets.
Whoa. Solana's first ever smart wallet, Fuse Wallet, is now available to iOS users via public test flight. So I love these animated graphics, these motion graphics that they put together for these applications, guys. Look, I'm an editing nerd. Sometimes you'll hear me talk about it. Don't worry about that. New product, Fuse Wallet, smart wallet coming to Solana, guys. This is going to include a biometric security setting as well as your 2-factor authentication. It's going to give you access to the Solana ecosystem, much like a Phantom wallet. And now I'm seeing that these new non-seed phrases, oh boy, the depth of the seed phrase. We are here, guys. Let's dig more into this story. So Squad Labs, the main developer of the Solana-based multi-sig protocol Squads, has raised $10 million in a Series A funding round and launched its retail-focused iOS wallet app called Fuse on public test flight. Electric Capital led the funding round with Coinbase Ventures, placeholder VC, Rockaway X, L1 Digital, and Mertz Mutas, co-founder and CEO of Helios and founder of Odyssey Ventures, participating in the round, Squad Labs said on Monday. That's interesting that Coinbase was there, and they just launched their own version of a smart wallet without seed phrases. That's the new trend, ladies and gentlemen. The pattern is forming now. I've seen 3 of these come out in the last 3 months in Q2. So now the pattern has been formed, and this is the new trend. Smart wallets without seed phrases. This is going to change the game, folks. It really is, because the seed phrase was a huge barrier. Some of you have even told me that. When we used to cover self-custody about a year or so ago, and I was going over hardware wallets and how to set one up, literally the process is the same no matter which device you use. Ledger, SafePal, EliPal, Decent Wallet. The process is always the same. Now that process has been removed. It's been removed, folks. So be on the lookout for the changes in wallets that you begin to use. I know I've signed up for a couple wallets recently where I didn't even see that. I believe Nope, not going to put that out there because I want to be 100% sure that the name that I'm recalling here. But like I said, folks, this is a pattern and it's forming. Smart wallets without seed phrases. That's going to make it simple. That is going to lower the barrier of entry for the everyday person to get into crypto, because now they no longer have to be responsible for these seed phrases. On the other end, though, I do question where, if the seed phrases are not being used by users, in what way are the wallets being secured? That would be the question to ask to get more education on now that this new trend is forming. So I think the product is decent. I think it's a very good call. But as long as all of the security measures are still in place and just as strong as what you get when you have your seed phrases, then I'm okay with this. Now, we also have an interesting play courtesy of Crypto DJ Prestige out in the UK. Shout out to you, my brother. The pre-sale of Solana Beats is in 24 hours, folks. Beats is an innovative platform dedicated to the tokenization of music assets as a real-world asset, allowing direct access to the lucrative global music industry. Now, I haven't done digging too deep into Solana Beats. What caught my attention, of course, was the music element. As a former artist myself, I haven't lost my appreciation for the business, as grimy as it can be. But to see Web3 technologies piercing that industry to help artists get more access, more access to their fans, get more access to their money, I like that aspect. So I'll be taking an interest in Solana Beats to see where it comes from, guys. They got their pre-sale link here. I always advise, though, if you want to get involved with a pre-sale, please be careful, folks. Now, let's look at some numbers on Solana before we get out of here, guys. I found this very interesting dashboard on Flipside Crypto, courtesy of the one and only Optimus Prime. Greatest name ever, right? So, Solana user activity, pretty decent numbers, pretty strong numbers, better term to use. Total new users, 7.6 million in the last 30 days, ladies and gentlemen. Total active users, 16.5 million over the last 30 days. So out of those total active users, 7.6 of them are new to the Solana network. That makes me think of, it pulls me back to that 200 million that's on Binance. Why? Because, guys, when you're looking at the crypto space as a whole, now we know what the market pie looks like. 562 million. So when I see 7.6 million coming to a chain in the last 30 days, it's like, now it makes sense why the numbers range the way that they do. That's what I'm getting at here. Now we can go down a little bit further and get some more data. This covers average daily users, again, daily new users against cumulative users. And you can see on May 30th, 238,000 new users got on the network, added to the 13.6 million that were already on. So I'll be tracking this dashboard. Flipsidecrypto.xyz, folks, is where you can get this data. When it comes to this chart, though, what stood out to me the most, total users per project type in the last 4 months. NFTs dominate Solana right now. Chadmin, gonna have to figure out what that is, but NFTs dominate right now on Solana at 38.17%. So that really had me curious, right? And then down here it says retention and user share across product types. This indicates how long users are using in certain application and what application they're using. And you can see the two biggest ones here, Magic Eden and TensorSwap. These are two NFT marketplaces that are on Solana. So what you'll see here is not only NFTs from Solana-based games, but individual NFT collections as well. Now, I'll admit to you, the NFT craze really died down quite a bit, so I haven't been digging as much into the NFT sector, but our discussions about Web3 gaming, guys, I'm still working on that Web3 gaming piece, and man, what I'm learning about this Web3 gaming space, the NFTs, how they sit within it all, it's mind-blowing. It's almost done. Can't wait for y'all to see that. Now, again, you'll see signature NFT collections, sometimes the game assets listed on here as well. And you can see Trump, man, that guy is really running his campaign. Magic Eden and Tensor though. And then I go over to my analytics website for NFTs, Crypto Slam, blockchains by NFT sales volume over the last 24 hours. Solana, number 4, 2.1 million in sales volume in the last 24 hours. So NFTs on Solana are very strong, ladies and gentlemen, very strong. Really makes me wonder how deep the changes have been when it comes to the NFT space. So with that, let's take a look at Solana's price action, guys. Over the last day, we're actually moving up slightly, barely. That's because the rest of the market is also on its way up. 24 hours though, I would call this sideways movement, along with what we've seen over the last week or so. But things really get interesting when you zoom all the way out. Over the last 12 months, guys, we're up 1,000%. And you know, we got in October, $53. Yeah, that was nice. But I love how CoinMarketCap has added these highlight dates to price charts because it shows you price activity after significant events occur. Saga mobile phone is released. Price continues to move. Solana Labs launches Solang. Solana Pay integrates with Shopify. Pretty much consistent movement. And then we get into November. Things start going up. A lot of activity. I believe this is when the memes really started to go crazy on Solana. Peaked out. Then we get Solana mobile phone sells out. Barely a pullback, but then it pushed up further. And then Solana takes lead in stablecoin volume. That gave another push. And that pretty much took us to where we are now, where in April and May, Solana was dealing with a lot of meme activity, congestion, so forth and so on. But even through that, and wherever you want to attribute this price growth from, Solana is still staying consistent with its price behavior. I think that's a great thing to see. So with that, that's all I got for this one, folks. If you want to pick up some Solana or any of the other assets we cover on this channel, consider using our partner Uphold. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been using Uphold for a number of years. They not only allow you to invest in crypto assets, but you can also get involved with gold, precious metals, as well as other fiat currencies. While you're at it, check out their self-custody option in the form of the Uphold Vault. Right now, you can store Bitcoin and XRP on there. They do plan on adding more assets in the future. Now, my favorite thing about Uphold is their investor baskets. These baskets allow you to take a certain amount and invest that amount across 5 different assets or protocols. They range from your big 3, Bitcoin, XRP, Ethereum, to DePIN, AI, and even gaming tokens. So, lots of fun to be had. With that, I want to thank you in advance for using the link in the description. And let's get to the best part. If that money is digital, so is the hustle.